Aggie fans, for all your printing, large format sign and mailing needs, call Alpha Graphics of Bryan College Station, the official printing partner of Texas A&M Sports Properties at 979-779-1234.
So you can count now.
Well, they put it on the sheet of paper, so that kind of helps me out there.
So you can read.
Well, it's big print. They put the pronunciations on there. They try to make it easy for me, Wendell.
It's just grow it up, guys.
Yeah. Well, that college degree is going to pay off at some point. Even though I'm from Louisiana, the college degree from the state of Texas will pay off at some point.
Like that. You're giving Texas A&M a bad name. Friday morning, cross country, they'll hold their SEC championships, and it's right here in town at the Watts Cross Country course. Texas A&M hosting their SEC brethren, running for titles. We've got head coach Wendel McRaven here and runner Karis Jochen. A big time for both of you. Texas A&M getting all these teams in here. Just, Wendel, let's start with you. Your excitement level about this, really a chance to kind of showcase your new course in the program.
Yep, it's exciting, and it gets a little bit nerve-wracking, too. We get all this rain the last couple of days. I'm out there checking out the muddy spots and everything. But, yeah, it's an awesome course. I've been telling all the coaches in the SEC, since this past summer, I'm like, you guys are going to love it. It runs fast. The people out at the Equine Center do an unbelievable job of maintaining it. It's the premier course in the southern part of the United States and one of probably the top 3 or 4 in the country.
Mm-hmm. And Karis, just your first year on this new course, how have you enjoyed it? And do you agree, the premier course in the South here?
I love the course, and it's even greater because we get an opportunity to train on it every week, and which gives us a great training benefit just because we run on grass, we race on grass, so getting to experience the twists, the turns, and the hills from this course has been a lot of fun this year. Mm-hmm. The course definitely does run fast.
Okay.
So that's always a fun thing to get to experience, but it's a beautiful course. The footing it's amazing to see how the footing is compared to last year after just 1 year of irrigation and people running on it.
Yeah.
It's a course that's going to get better every year.
Yeah. And I had to ask before we move on. Now, Karis, you're a College Station native. Was there ever any other choice than Texas A&M for you? When it came time to the recruiting process and things like that?
Yes, actually, whenever I was looking at schools, I didn't want to go to A&M because
trying to get out of town, Will.
It was in my backyard.
Right.
I wanted to go away to college. My parents both are Aggie grads. My grandfather went to A&M, and so growing up, I wanted to be my own person. I thought that my parents are Aggies, but they never pushed A&M onto me. Mm-hmm. Whenever they went to the football games every weekend, I was like, okay, I'll stay home. I'm not an Aggie. They're not my team. But whenever I was looking at all the schools, they convinced me to take a look at A&M because I had talked to Coach McRaven a couple of times, and I enjoyed talking to him, and it was right in my backyard. So taking it as my first visit, they thought that would be something to at least compare to. Mm-hmm. But after I took all my other visits, it was obvious that the school, the program, the coaching staff, just everyone here, everything about A&M was where I knew I was going to be my happiest and where I was going to do my best. And so it just happened to be in my backyard, the perfect place for me.
Yeah. And Wendell, I'm sure you're pretty happy that she's here at Texas A&M. Just talk about her career so far and her leadership that she's provided.
Well, first of all, the recruiting process. I recruited her in my second year at A&M. So my first year, she was a junior, and she already won the state championship. And I'm like, same just like everybody, I didn't even know how to pronounce her last name, but I was like, everybody in the community is like, yeah, don't bother recruiting her. She's not coming to A&M. She's going to Stanford or Duke or Georgetown or something like that. And I'm like, I've got to recruit her. And the great thing, in recruiting, it's always about that personal connection with both the coaching and the recruit and the kids on the team. And so obviously, yeah, I'm ecstatic she's here. She's done a great job, and she's gotten better and better every year. She had 2 really great seniors last year that kind of provided some good guidance and mentorship and somebody to chase, and now she's kind of stepped into into that role of replacing 2. We lost 2 All-Americans, and she's the next in line, I think.
Wendel McRaven and Karis Jochen with us. We're talking SEC Cross Country Championships. Free admission this Friday, 10 a.m. is the men's race and 11 a.m. is the women's race. It's out there at the Watch Cross Country course. It's right next to the Equine Complex on F&B Road and 2818. You can park in the Equine Complex and walk over. And we were talking, Wendell, before we came on the air about this facility. One of the maybe unintended, maybe intended consequences is it's a rarity in the sport of cross country. It's a very spectator-friendly course, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it wasn't purely by accident by any stretch of the imagination. we wanted to make it a good spectator course. We wanted to have that, and what turned out to be is it's a great combination of being a good spectator course. You can see the runners a lot. You can stay in one place and really see the runners quite a bit. I forget how many times in each race, Coach Henry went out and figured out how many times you could see him without moving. But and along with that, it's a course because of the natural setting and some of the trails and stuff in the back through the woods that runners like it too. So it's got in my opinion, the best of both worlds. Of course, the runners are going to enjoy running, but that spectators don't have to be like, oh, there they go, let's wait and see them in another 15 or 20 minutes. You'll get to see them multiple times through the race and watch the race develop.
Well, it is the SEC Championships Friday morning, and Karis, I'll ask Wendel about the men competition in just a second, but firsthand, you'll see the women. Biggest competition for you, who provides it, who's strong in the SEC? For those of us heading out there Friday morning, the Aggies, and who are some others that we need to watch that are going to be vying for championships out there?
The SEC is, some people would say it's unfortunate, but I think we're blessed in the fact that there's some strong competition in the SEC. This is a strong conference, and so it's definitely going to be a good race on both the men and the women's side on Friday. The top 10, the top 15, the top 20 kids in each meet are going to be really good runners, as opposed to maybe some earlier meets where you're not really sure, top 20, is that really great? Mm-hmm. All these kids are good runners. SEC strong. Arkansas is a strong team right now. They're ranked very high in the country, so they're definitely the team to look out for. But other than that, I would say each of the schools has their own individuals who can compete to be in the top 10. And so that's going to be kind of exciting, I think, for the spectators. Is in the lead pack, the first half of the race, you're going to see probably a representative from each of the schools. And so I think that will be exciting.
I like the parody of it. That's good stuff. But Wendell, I know Karis mentioned Arkansas on the women's side. They've had a strong program for quite some time. On the men's side, it is some of the heaviest competition. The Razorbacks, and who else are we looking at?
It's Arkansas, and then Ole Miss, and then I think it's us. I think on the men's side, I think it's Arkansas looks like that they're the premier team in the conference right now. They ran really well a couple weeks ago at pre-nationals. Ole Miss came into the season really, really highly ranked. They haven't raced very well lately, but that could they could change that in a heartbeat at the SEC meet. Our men have really been coming on. I think we're battling. In reality, we hope to battle Ole Miss and Georgia and Florida. Probably we've beaten Florida earlier this year, but it's just because you beat them once doesn't mean that they're not going to be coming after us again. So I think those are the teams that are in the hunt on the men's side, along with Karis on the women's side being our top runner who has a chance to battle for individual honors. On the men's side, Cameron Villarreal has done a great job so far this year individually, leading the charge for us. Has stepped into that role, being a national level type guy, and then he's got two teammates though with both Austin Wells and Alex Reba, who are getting closer, and also could be right there with him in that all SEC territory.
Yeah, Karis, you've had a couple home meets already, but what does it mean for you as a runner to be able to run at home in front of friends and family, but just to have that crowd cheering you on? What can that do for you as you're running?
They talk about the home course advantage, which I think is there's some truth to that. The fact that we've gotten to train on the course, okay, maybe there's a little advantage, but I think that the main advantage, if that's what you want to call it, comes from the support that we're going to have. The track team here at A&M is really close, and that's something that's particularly special about A&M. And so the fact that they get an opportunity to come out to the course, all the coaches, all the event coaches, all of our support staff that we see in the office day to day who have never really seen us run cross country. I mean, they get to read the articles, but what exactly is a cross country race? All of those support staff and all of our teammates who are like, how far are you running? That's over hills. Why do you do that?
My reaction exactly.
Yeah.
They get to come out and see us and support us, and it's pretty cool because you can have a bad race and they're like, wow, you did so amazing. And you're like, yeah, thanks. And it's just cool because we get to see each other do our own events, and I think they get an appreciation for what we do. So that's neat. And the College Station community, the fact that they get to come out, and people from my hometown who I've grown up with, they've seen me, saw me run in high school, they saw me train, they saw me whenever I was having a bad season, and they still supported me. They saw me when I was having a good season, supported me. The fact that they're going to be there, that means a lot too. And so it's just really exciting to be able to experience that with them.
Yeah, it's Friday morning out at the Watch Cross Country course. It's men go off first. Then?
Men are scheduled at 10 o'clock, women at 11 o'clock. We're hoping we don't have to adjust it because of any thunderstorms or anything right now, but that looks good weather-wise.
If there's any delays, we could do in between race entertainment. I could race Matt.
There you go.
In the it would simply
wait.
who makes it further, because neither would complete the entire
How many trainers
course.
are going to be out there? We need
Oh,
some
we-
athletic trainers,
Trust me,
EMTs
we've
possibly.
Got, EMTs will be there. Trust
Because
me,
once I get about 20 yards, and it's probably there's going to be a
See,
hamstring
I think
or
I
something.
could get about 40 yards. I think I could beat him.
Okay.
I think I could top him.
Maybe.
No.
Depends on. Oh, I play dirty though. You might get tripped.
Oh, goodness.
Do they allow?
gracious.
They probably don't allow that, do they?
Not at all. Not
As long
at
as we
all.
get video of
You
it.
don't get
That's
caught, right?
exactly. See, this guy's got it. He's got this figured out. Wendel, McRaven, Karis, Jochen, thanks a bunch, guys, and we'll see you all out there on Friday.
All right, thank you very much.